All right, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Drink of Ages radio show here on ESPN 97.5. I'm John Denman. He's Tom Painter. DJ Muskratch right here, over here, making us sound good. And we have Dan Morgan back here making us look pretty good on the cameras. We are hanging out here at Platypus Brewing. Our friend Sean Hanrahan.
It's the show I dread all year.
You know what's funny is that my Facebook, the memories, it popped up. We were here today last year doing the same thing.
Was it? It's same year.
So this is our second annual.
It took
Platypus.
that long to get over the last one.
Platypus show.
Wow, man, you guys are getting weak, is all I can say. If it took 1 year to get over the last one, you need to harden up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I was talking to someone today, our GM at No Label, and he was like, "Oh, I feel like you guys were at Platypus like a couple months ago." I was like, "No." He's like, "No, I think you were." No, I know. My liver knows. Everyone knows. Like when
my wife just told me, she's like, "Really, Platypus again?" And she likes Sean.
Yeah, she's a lovely lady actually. Yeah. And yeah, the doctors know, the friends know, the parents know.
It's like in prison
knows.
when you're like checking things off. Yeah. It's like if you look at my liver scars, it's like
it's like when you cut a tree in half. You know how old it is.
So you get in there with a soldering on. It's like a P on there, like a big P on the liver.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, just when my urine starts getting clear, we're back. Back for more. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting here drinking some Kiss My Piney, and I think that's what did it to me last time.
So I think the last time we were here, you were either right at the cusp or you just were about to put in this liquor program. I want to say like a year
ago. No, it was. We had drinks. We did try some.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
So yeah, the liquor program started about roughly September of 2021. Actually, is that right? So where are we now? 2023. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, roughly 20 odd months ago, but whatever that, I can't even do the ad. So September 21 roughly. So all the
you know what month it is now.
Whatever it is, you do the math.
14 months.
And maybe you can send it, and we can have a competition around how many months that is. I don't know, but that's what it was, and that's when the liquor started.
Yeah. Because there was the Moscow Mule, but it was called something else.
The Bundy Mule. That's right, mate. Yeah. So we actually use the Bundaberg ginger beer, which is a non-alcoholic ginger beer made in a place called Bundaberg, which is in central Queensland. So for those of you who don't know, go to the east coast of Australia, halfway up, and then just go halfway up again. And a lot of sugar cane over there. So it's made with pure sugar, none of that high fructose corn syrup rubbish. And it's pure. And we have a ginger beer, which is really quite amazing, actually. It's quite wonderful for a hangover, by the way, for your listeners.
Yeah,
wonderful for a hangover.
Wait, the whole Bundy Mule, or just
no. Get the alcohol rubbish. You're so fixated on alcohol, John. I mean, this is a problem. Have you spoken to your therapist about this?
People have talked to me about it.
Man, I'm just saying. Anyway, no, it's what we would call a soft drink, or you call a soda. And it's really quite tasty.
We call it a Coke.
Oh, Coke, yes.
Yeah, everything's a Coke.
Everything's a Coke in Texas.
It's true. Oh. Yeah, it's like soda pop, Coke.
Well, what kind of Coke do you want? A Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a lawsuit around that? There should be.
No, there's a lawsuit around Fireball.
There is a lawsuit around Fireball. But I don't know. That's kind of funny, though.
It's funny because I was just listening to a Brew Band podcast about this on my way here, and they're like, so someone went to a grocery store and thought they can get because it sells for like $1 or $2, like this much whiskey for actually like like $1, $2, like.
Well, and we're in Texas, so you can't really sell liquor in grocery stores, but in other states you can, right? So. Yeah, I can see where it could be confusing. You're going by, you're like, oh, man, that's a cheap thing. You get a whole, I don't know. We were at Stapleton's house that night. He broke out a bucket of Fireballs.
But was that whiskey or was that not? It's hard to say. It's a little foggy.
Yeah.
We woke up the next day. I thought this is a sidebar. So John was on a bender.
There's a shocker.
No. This one, Sean really was a bender. Like, this was.
And I repeat, there's a shocker.
Yeah.
This is and I think this is around the birthday time. So John and I, we share our birthday is our
1 day
a minute apart.
Yeah. Yep. Within
and-
12 hours apart.
Yeah, and then St. Patrick's Day is only a few days away from each other's birthday, so it always turns into just a bad week. And we were over at our friend Justin's house, and we got pretty obliterated. Justin was showing me all his cheeses and stuff, and Brandy's talking to John, and we were having a crazy night. I remember I wake up at I black out.
Yeah.
I wake up somewhere that night. I think I'm in my house, and I'm walking naked through the second story, and then I start getting upset because I'm like, who moved my restroom around? This is not the layout to my house.
Which
Like,
I heard that
so
story.
what did you do?
and I'm
Piss
glad
in
I
the
was
sink?
on the couch.
No, I mean, I found the restroom. I was pretty upset. I went back to the room, and I was like, something's not right about this. And then I went back to sleep, woke up, and then I was like, oh, that's right, I'm in my friend Justin and Brandy's house. Head downstairs. I'm hungover as hell. I see John waking up like, ugh. And then Brandy's like, well, you guys should just do another shot or something. And John utters these great words, well, I'm on a bender. And that kind of summed up the rest of the day.
and a few days after that too. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it was a good bender, good quality.
We ended up on the ocean that day. We went to Pier 6.
Yeah.
And
It was good, but
Hang
it-
on, what city was this?
We started in Houston.
No, we're in Houston area.
Right, Pier 6.
Yeah, that
So you went down and got a
particular day-
bacterial infection, that was the end of that. You
It's
ended up in
very-
the hospital.
Well, if you got to kill it with alcohol to make sure that it doesn't.
CC.
That's kind of
I
why
love
when
it,
you're in
love
a lot
it.
of places, some places, when you're traveling around the world, you might eat some sketchy food, but you always finish with some kind of liquor to help.
Yeah,
just
true.
make
When you
sure.
have that much alcohol in you, there's no amount of Galveston bacteria that will get into those veins.
It's not going to work.
I
It's not gonna
love
work.
it. I love it. Just antibiotics, anti-schmiotics. It's all about alcohol, especially when you swim in Texas.
Yeah, and no, that was a fun time. But I still think about all those cheeses that Stapleton broke out. It was all about it. But well, change the subject a little bit because we are a Platypus and Australia
and we promote
Day.
safe drinking and not getting obliterated.
Oh, that's why we spent the night.
And they have no cheeses.
Well, they have cheese.
I couldn't hear it. Sorry, what?
Oh, wait. No, this is cinnamon whiskey. I pulled up. I found a picture of the
Okay.
tub. That is
Hey, mate,
actual-
we're on the radio. No one can see that. I can.
It was definitely fireball shots that we were
he
taking.
Dun, dun.
Oh,
Yeah.
See, this is why we went in with video, so we could do this.
You deserve to get a bacterial infection with that lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, everything that I told Kelly that happened, you just ruined it all. Thanks, Tom.
Oh,
Here's
I
some
love it,
evidence.
Love it, love
I mean
it.
that
what has happened.
that spring seminary trip did happen.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that was. I don't plan on repeating that this year because, well, for one, I will be traveling a little bit beforehand. Hanging out with Kelly, doing some Smoky Mountains camping and stuff like that until we meet up with Tom in Asheville, and then there will be like 4 or 5 days of Asheville.
So I'm
on.
turning 40 this year. So I know
My
this is the body
gosh.
of a 55,
Wow.
60-year-old, but like in reality,
Yeah.
I am 39.
No, it's the glasses, mate. The glasses do it. They take 22 years off your age.
Oh,
Now you look
or-
62.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sam, put
Now
this
you
back
look
on.
40.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look at that. Look, that's amazing.
I know.
Hey, maybe someone at Tesla or one of those other wanker companies could sort out a pair of glasses that could do that. Yeah, maybe we could tweet about it. Could we tweet about that?
Yep.
or tweet, whatever the idiot thing is. Twit. I call it twit. Let's
Tweet,
twit about it.
twit.
Well, so I'm going to.
No, take them off again, mate. Take them off again.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Put them back on. Take them off. Put them on. Take them off.
I
Put
can't
them
do
on.
this. They, like all night. But I am turning 40, so we're going to Asheville. And John.
Why aren't we going to Australia?
Well, so you're winning this one because right before the show.
Rubbish. We should be going to Australia.
Right before the show, Sean's like,
Don't go to New Zealand because they just
I'm
changed
going
their
back
PM.
to Australia.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to go work on a beach.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's,
I can always change my travel plans.
that's how we roll.
So,
And that's basically how it is. There's no frills. You go to New Zealand, they change PMs because apparently they get burnt out. They want a do-over.
It's a
But
thankless
you go to
job.
Australia, we actually get through with it. So let's go over there. And we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? About threatening the Australian natural species by going over there and having a couple of beers. That'd be good.
yeah.
That'd be good.
I mean, Sean, you and I, we talked, it was before COVID.
Yeah.
We were actually putting together some legit plans to head over there to Australia. And so you can show me, like, I got people I want you to meet. We can go do all these things. And if I'm going somewhere, I want to go with someone that knows what they're doing, right? I mean, it helps. So if I know someone that's from that area, then it's like, yeah, let's go. And Australia is one of those places. I mean, it's so badass to get to for so many reasons. For one, I mean, we talk about the Gold Coast, some of the best beaches in the entire world, some of the best surfing in the world, fishing, whole thing. But then you have all the other badass stuff going on.
That's right, John. And, mate, I'd love it. It'd be a wonderful opportunity to take my good mates from here, take them home, show them what we're about. I think a lot of people from here have a vision of what Australia's about, but we go over there and we live it, and we love it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It'll be just an incredible atmosphere of good mates, good beer, good fishing, good
Beaching. Just some
beaching.
great.
But yeah,
And I know,
I'm such
yeah.
a beach bum.
On the radio, people don't really see that I'm not someone that tans very well. Yeah,
I can
but
see it. That's
on
why I
the
have my
video,
sunglasses on.
They see that I don't tan, but I spend so much more time on the beach. Right?
You're killing me with this white skin of yours, mate.
John does spend most of his time trying to get back into the ocean.
Absolute shocker.
It's a lot of sunscreen.
Shocker.
It is a lot of sunscreen, but I that is my favorite place to be, though.
In fact, when you go to
Right in the
Australia,
water.
John, I'm going to invest in a sunscreen company. It'll be great. I'm going to make a mint.
You absolutely
But
will.
no, we look. Jokes aside, you're right, mate. We spoke about this a couple of years ago. I reached out to a couple of industry professionals over there, and I'm telling you, mate, they'll have us with open arms.
Yeah.
So let's do it properly. Let's do it in an organised way. We don't have all that rubbish pandemic, and let's get it go. Let's get it going. Sorry.
Yeah, and actually do some collabs.
Yeah.
You got some brewery friends over
We
there.
can do collabs, absolutely. Yeah, no problems at all. So we'll have some Aussie hops, we'll have some US hops, and mate, with your wonderful company at No Label, I'm sure we can sort some stuff out.
Tom here's
And,
collab and,
we'll have an
and a
absolute
table
ball.
thumped.
Yeah.
We'll have an
right.
absolute ball.
Well, I think it was like a year or two ago, or maybe was it? It was probably before COVID. We had this very elaborate collab, brewery to brewery trip planned. At one point, it was just kind of like we're gonna do all these things and go to all these places. And,
Yeah.
and then 2020 came in and was like, no.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
That's right. We're all still here, aren't we? So
Mostly.
yeah, mostly, yeah. Well,
On the outside.
that's true. That's true.
That's true. My dog
Yeah.
broke out with me a while back, and
Look, boys, I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. It would be, I wouldn't say the pinnacle, but I just love being over there with you lads, experiencing my culture, my country with you guys. It would mean a hell of a lot to me. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm in.
it'd be a trip, and one that we probably should film the whole thing.
Well, no, there can't be
Like
a
a Discovery
camera.
Channel documentary.
It's a documentary.
And
It's
the
like,
three of us have head for radios, so I'm not
Uh.
sure why we would bring a video camera. But anyway, there's
Could you imagine?
always one, isn't there?
I mean, how long is that plane ride anyway, just to get there?
probably 24 beers.
So you pass out, wake up, hungover, fix that, pass out again, wake up, and you're there.
Yeah, at my age, actually, I do not consume alcohol on the flight because it's too darn hard when you're on the jet lag. But you're right. It's about from here. You're talking 18 to 22 hours, depending, and then door to door up to 24 hours. So it's quite a trek.
Yeah.
However, that's what we do. And it's not that bad when you think about it. Just don't. Alcohol on a flight is not cool because the jet lag is worse. So water is your friend, ladies and gentlemen, or red wine to try and get to sleep, and then water's your friend. So alcohol on a flight's not necessarily the best idea. Cheers, champ. But in terms of getting off the other ends, you're going to have a wee bit of jet lag. I'm trying to think of the time. It's always worse coming back, but get up and amongst it once you get there, so you'll be fine.
Well, we need to make it happen because that'd be a hell of a trip. One that I really want to do. Australia's high on the list, because you watch all these little 10-minute, 5-minute videos on YouTube and stuff about, let's start this Australia, 85 things that can kill you in 5 seconds. And then all of a sudden, the waterfalls, the coastline, so much stuff. So.
Yeah, look, it's also full of New South Welshmen, and, let's face it, they're a bit prissy. So at the end of the day, come to Queensland where they're real men, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yes, it might bite you, it might sting you, it might kill you.
Yeah.
So don't get bitten, don't get stung, and don't die.
If it bites you, bite it back.
Don't get bitten, don't get stung, don't die.
Just don't die.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
No.
Well, yeah.
You'll live it.
I too have a phobia of death.
As I said, as we started this program, harden up, Buttercup.
All right.
Now that my dog left me, I have nothing to live for. So
I'm sorry, Tom. And on that depressing note, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna get some more beers because maybe we'll try some of those drinks that you have.
We'll scrape a few up.
Sorrows. But yeah, this is Drink of Ages Radio here on ESPN. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. This is Drink of Ages Radio here on ESPN 97.5, and we are hanging out at Platypus Brewing right here on right real close to downtown Houston, off of Washington Avenue, where all kind of badass stuff's going on. There's a putting place right here now. Right down the street, there's a couple other breweries. But yeah, right down the street, there's a couple other breweries. I mean, just this whole area is blown up like crazy, but there's a putting green, like a whole, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a 3 9-holes of putting right by
Exactly
here.
right. So the place is called the Puttery.
The Puttery.
And I understand one of the chief proprietors is good old McElroy, the Northern Irish git.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him, Rory, for bringing that to America. And, well, those of you who know golf know Rory McIlroy.
Yeah.
And he's apparently as most professional golfers are, to the 7th degree of perfection. And I believe he's had incredible hands-on fingerprints on that place.
Okay. I mean, I hear it's a badass spot. Haven't been over there yet.
It's wonderful.
Need to go check it out. But speaking of hands-on, we have a table of nothing but hands-on. We have chicken wings.
A slew of chicken wings.
A slew of chicken wings. This is like at night whenever I'm dreaming of things. This is the kind of stuff that I'm dreaming of. Just like a table full of chicken wings of all different varieties. So, Sean, what all do we have here?
So, mate, yeah, well, look, we do
take your time talking. I'm going to eat some wings.
We do the rather plump chicken wings, and there's a chicken wing in front of John right now, and the magic of radio, you can't see it, but it could consume him. Would the dead chicken wing want it? It's we have a really really intense habanero hot chicken wings with the drop bear, which is what you're consuming right now.
Mm-hmm.
Tom, you've just eaten that bone and all. I'm not quite sure what that bone is, but it's now sticking out at your nostril. So, it's it's a naked one. Oh, we always love the naked. We love it, don't we? Okay? And the mere fact that it's sticking out your nostril right now means it's absolutely outstanding. So the naked wings, but we have a bunch of sauces. We have a bacon sauce. My team are going to really dislike me right now because I can't name them all. But we have what my favourite is, the drop bear.
That's really good.
And a drop bear, by the way, is it's a really venomous marsupial in Australia. So you walk along, you need to be awfully careful. It looks like a koala, drops out of trees, and absolutely just scratches your eyes out. So you be awfully careful when you're in Australia. Called the drop bear. Be very careful of the drop bear.
No.
John's got his absolute gob full of chicken wings right now. He can't even talk.
About to get really messy. We might have to replace some mics after this one. But no, I was talking to some people. It's our third time here, and she had chicken wings. He was eating a steak, and she said, Anastasia says that these are the best chicken wings she's ever had.
Well,
and he goes, this is one of the best steak nights I've ever had.
Oh wow!
So,
is his name Anastasia?
Her name is.
Oh,
I didn't
her.
get his name.
I was about to say it sounded like a girl, not a bloke.
Mm-hmm.
But Anastasia, well, thank you, Anastasia. How wonderful! Thank you so much for the feedback. And whoever was your, who's the other bloke?
The couple that's sitting like right on their side over here at the end of the table.
All right, the bloke sitting over there on table 2. Well done, Chops. Thanks very much.
All right, I can confirm. That one's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
hot
like this
one?
one? Here you go.
No, I don't need any more of this.
It's called drop bear.
I can still feel it on my lips.
Yeah, she's pretty warm.
Then there's like a lemon pepper in here.
Yes.
And then whatever this one is.
Oh, this one has a little bit of sweetness to it, and a little bit of bacon. So, yeah.
And then the naked at the end.
The naked?
It's the last one.
Oh, Tom, you always like the naked.
Well,
You were just talking to me earlier about this.
hold on. We were talking about my dog, man. That broke up with me.
Well, that's weird.
Well, I never wore pants to begin with, so.
Yeah.
And also, but the fries are very good too.
Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. So, hence why I need to talk, because the other 3 gentlemen at this table are stuffing their face full of wings and
I'm going to give
there he is. There he is.
give
He's
you the
come up
microphone
air.
for at least like 3 minutes now, because that's a big. I don't know if you're watching a video.
Yeah. we
at this
appreciate you,
chicken
Sean,
wing,
for
right?
carrying this show.
Like, what mammoth chicken did this come off of? Yeah, that's gigantic.
It's called Peter Dinklage.
That's a bloody monster.
It is. Yeah, it's like I've seen chicken legs smaller than this.
Can't talk. I have a mouthful of chicken wing.
I know.
Really good.
But, yeah, I do go around and I do look for really good chicken wings across the city, across the world, when I travel. And I want to find like the best, because it all starts with a really good piece of fried chicken.
Look at that
Before
thing.
you even put the sauce on it, right? It has to be a really good piece of fried chicken. And, man, you guys nail it here all the time. But
John,
this thing here-
you're a pretty big bloke, right? You obviously take care of yourself. I reckon that chicken wing could knock you out. It could knock you out.
Well,
If
So we
I
actually
threw that
covered
at you,
this
at your head, that would knock you into next
it
week.
would, yeah.
We actually covered John's fitness routine in the last episode.
Oh, did we?
So John wakes up every day, drops to the ground,
Yeah.
and after he's like, oh my God, another day on this planet, why? After he does that, he lifts himself up 200 times, 200 push-ups, 20 squats.
You need 200 reasons to get up.
Whatever works, right? Whatever you need.
Good on you,
And then,
John.
and then after about X amount of minutes, he gets up, starts the day. But like, this is true, John. You said 200 push-ups.
Even before you brush your teeth. Wow.
A combination of 3 different exercises I do, but yeah. I mean, I eat chicken wings and drink beer all the time. I have to do something.
Well, clearly you don't trim your beard.
I'm not at that age. Well, that's where I have time to do all this stuff.
But he also, like, this all makes sense because, like, he can do this anywhere he goes. He can do this the second he wakes up.
200 reasons to get up in the morning. Or indecision. Is that indecision?
You know,
Yes, I'm getting up. No, I'm not. Yes, I'm getting up. No, I'm not. Yes, I'm getting up. Just make a decision, son.
he can,
It takes you
he can
200
get it done
times to work
quickly
it out.
or not. It's great.
I mean, you know, sometimes there may be somebody underneath me. I'm not going to get into all that, but
Yeah.
you
helps
don't
the
count
push-ups.
those reps.
Yeah, we're married. We don't have thoughts like that, do we?
But yes,
Darn it.
you know, I mean,
Hey, Kelly.
I don't know. I don't eat the healthiest by far. I mean, I pretty much I wake up and I'll plot out what I'm going to like. I think about what I want to eat, and then that's usually what I eat.
That's not true. So I've had meals with John for the last decade or so, and John drinks every day of his life, every day. But when he eats, he doesn't drink. When he eats, he pauses, and he's like, "Give me a sweet tea."
I'm sweet, you know, but
Yeah.
I drink iced tea.
So, and let me tell you, when someone abstains from drinking, even if it is for just 45 minutes, that's healthy, my friend.
Yeah.
So you live a healthy lifestyle.
My meeting today that I had to discuss the Halfway to Fright Night Festival that's going on in April. We'll talk about that later in the show. But, yeah, it was like, I want to go to my buddy's place, Hanger Kitchen, which is my buddy Dimitri. He has a badass hamburger, great beer spot over off of 35 by Hobby Airport. And so I was like, man, let's meet over there and have lunch. But I was eating a burger, so, you know, I had iced tea. Everybody else drank beer, but, you know, but I still ate a burger and french fries. And they are excellent burgers, by the way.
Good for
If you ever go by Hanger Kitchen, it's good.
I'm still hooked on the fact that it takes you 200 times to get up out of your bed every morning. That's amazing. I mean, it adds to the physique, don't get me wrong, but it takes you 200 times to work out, yeah, we'll stand up. Good for you, mate. Good for you.
Well, here's what happened, Sean, is we decided a couple years ago when Mattress Mac did his promotion about the Astros, like, get a mattress if the Astros win it all. They were looking like they're going to win it all. We're down in Costa Rica, having a good time. It's like, you know what? When we get back, Astros going to win the whole thing. Let's go, and let's go buy some mattresses. It's about time. You know, we could have used some, didn't need some. You know, it's debatable between my wife and I. But I convinced her. I was like, nope, let's go buy some mattresses. So we went to Gallery Furniture, flew in from Costa Rica, went straight to Gallery Furniture, and got some mattresses. Now, we bought the Ferrari of all mattresses, right? Because the Astros were going to win. They did not win that year.
I'm interested in how this comes back to his push-ups and his upper body strength and everything he's above.
Yep. And so,
that's important.
I lay in my bed. It's super cold. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night, just like, I don't think I can be any more comfortable in this bed, right? And then I wake up in the morning, and just to get out of it, I have to force myself to, like, get up and go do something. So that's when I just roll over and start exercising.
Well, 200 pushes when you fall out of the bed is outstanding, young man. And I think anyone of our age, or even of the young fella's age, to do 200 push-ups because you fall out of bed because you just misstepped is outstanding. Well done, young man. Yeah, well done.
You're a hero.
No. No. Just
So we need to
I'm just a
cue an
man that loves
American
chicken
flag
wings.
that's just flapping in the wind.
Don't be so humble. A man that loves chicken wings.
I'm an American hero. There we go. And a country song. We need a country song.
Oh, but then my dog will leave me.
John, it's too soon.
Oh, those
Too
bitches!
soon.
The bitches leave
Too
you.
soon.
The dogs, I mean.
They leave you, but then they still stay in the same house, and they still want you to feed them, but they don't love you anymore.
No.
Yeah. I don't have that issue.
Happy
'cause,
Valentine's Day.
You know, dogs are working dogs, not girlfriends. So anyway, but that's an Aussie thing. I don't know about what you do in the US, but anyway, that's just weird. Anyway, moving on.
It's been like a legitimate whole segment of me just eating that one chicken. It was
Well,
so big.
Sean's actually been carrying most of the segment because of all the eating.
Oh my gosh.
But this is also the best segment for chicken wings.
It is the best segment for chicken wings.
So what's the number one selling food here? Like, so everyone's been eating steaks all night, and I almost went to John like, maybe we should just do steaks, because
Yeah, mate. It's good answer. Good question. Sorry. Look, the wings do very well. The steaks do amazingly well on a Wednesday. So because we put a couple of prawns on them, but in terms of our biggest selling, we do a lot of appetizers. So we do falafel, mac and cheese bites, and whatever. So in terms of our demographic here, it's just the easy to get and easy to go, and it
bar
works.
food.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Pub food.
bar food, but yes.
Does that make it sound nicer for you?
No. I mean, I've had bar food here in Houston, and it's just absolutely, it wouldn't even
Chips and
stick.
queso.
Wouldn't stick to the wall. This is a little bit more
Mozzarella
elevated.
sticks. Yeah, okay.
So, we make our own mac and we make everything here. We don't make it from frozen and heat it up. It's all manufactured here. So, and that's something that I felt was special to the brand. Is that I don't want to go to a warehouse, buy something frozen, throw it in a fryer and serve it to a guest. That's not what Platypus is about. So we manufacture everything, whether it's a mac and cheese bite, whether it's the fries, they're hand cut, chicken wings, clearly we have our own handmade sauce on those.
I've never not had the chicken wings here, but I imagine you guys have a great burger somewhere.
Yes.
It is really good.
Try the Aussie burger.
Yeah.
Put a raw egg on it and put a bit of bacon on it.
Like, if you have the food here and, like, looking at the steaks.
You'll hate your parents as to why they never introduced you to this before.
Yeah.
It's a good burger.
Yeah,
It'll
man.
run down your arms too, by the way.
Oh, the egg?
Yeah, the
Or
Aussie
the
burger.
juices
You
in
always
general?
in Australia, you can grade a burger by the rate at which it runs down your arms. Yeah. So simple as that.
Okay. DJ Muskrat just did this head tilt like of happiness.
He does look in Nirvana, doesn't he? Like a burger Nirvana.
All right, let's take a break.
Oh, you back with us?
You and I are about out of beer.
You take a break to digest the food that you just scarfed down this
Well,
entire segment.
It's like an
You
anaconda
badass.
swallowed a piglet.
The truth be told, I'm waiting on this segment where I can actually get in and eat chicken wings, and it gets all over me like the way I normally eat it. But it doesn't It doesn't make well for like cameras, and we have a video of this. So.
Sure, there's been a lot of
do we?
ducking out
Oh, we
this
have
segment.
a video of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's been like
You've had my bad side the whole time.
so it's
no,
one
I
of
feel
those
like
where
a kid at Chuck E. Cheese, but like chicken wings. It's not good.
I mean, normally when I'm done eating like 18 chicken wings, there's still a bone in my beard.
Oh, John, there's some sauce in your beard right now.
wouldn't
Oh, no,
matter.
maybe there is. I don't know.
All right, let's take a break. Let's get some more of this good beers over at Platypus Brewing. This is Drink of Ages here on ESPN 97.5. We'll be right back. We are back for the last segment of Drink of Ages Radio, hanging out here at Platypus Brewing Company with
Last
Sean
segment.
Hanrahan. Well, the last segment that actually gets aired. Yeah, how it goes, Sean. It's never over when the show's over.
Yeah, it's not over. Just a lot of boisterous people in here tonight. Hey, how's that working on the sound, boys? Is that all right? Oh, then I won't tell everyone to shut up.
All they hear is
That's cool.
this. All they hear is this.
I don't know,
only
man.
hears
Every
it.
once in a while, it's like, there's a good little party going on here. But it is Australia Day.
Eve.
By the time, it's Australia Day Eve is when we're doing the show. But when you hear it, it's actually
Australia Day Eve,
Friday
yeah.
night. But you're doing things all week long. A lot of stuff's happening.
Yeah, thanks, John. So let me talk about what 26th of January is, and 26th of January being Australia Day. So it is actually the anniversary of the first fleet coming into Port Jackson in 1788. So we need to pay homage to the wonderful Indigenous people of Australia, whom basically the white people coming into Australia was irrelevant. They knew Australia for hundreds of thousands of years prior. So let's just pay a quick we acknowledge and very respectful for the first Australians, which are the Indigenous Australians. In terms of our week here in Houston, we had a wonderful Saturday. Tonight being Wednesday, I know you're going to air this a little later. And then the Australian American Chamber of Commerce, I take that back. Before that, we have tomorrow, which is Australia Day, January 26th, Triple J, which is a wonderful, wonderful music experience. And then on Sunday, we have the Australian American Chamber of Commerce Australian Day Barbecue. But shout out to the Indigenous, this is their day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's kind of like America. Christopher Columbus discovered America. When he got here, he met the people that were already here. It's like, did he discover America? I mean, it was like there were already somebody here.
It's true. Long history of white people meeting Indigenous people and really things up.
That's right. And look, we have a journey, and we need to be respectful on all fronts. I mean, if I know we're on radio, but I'm as white can be, and I'm from Irish heritage. What do I know in terms of Indigenous? I know that they're the first Australians. They have my utmost respect. Do I identify as Australian? Absolutely, I do. So we need to meld those two things. A country that does that incredibly well, I believe, is New Zealand. We won't talk about their recent political issues going on, but in terms of how the Maoris and the colonialist white people work, I think Australia has some work to do. We know we have some work to do, and we're a beautiful country that will do that.
Well, this is kind of a timely. I don't know if do you watch Yellowstone at all?
No, mate, no.
But are you aware of this TV show, Yellowstone?
I am aware. Hey, is that Kevin Costner?
It's Kevin Costner.
Yeah, good on him. Is he looking really old, or is he good?
He looks great.
Waterworld. Must be his hang-up, Waterworld.
I watched Tin Cup the other day. Movie still holds out, except
Tin
for when you
Cup.
look at their clubs that they're playing with. And this was, like the late 80s, early 90s when that movie came out. And you look at the golf clubs they're playing with compared to what's around today. It was like they were playing the Stone Age. It was a whole different...
Good old Kev, you're
good
right.
old Kevin
Kev
Costner.
Costner is a wonderful actor. Well done, young man.
So Yellowstone's this wonderful show. It's about land. It takes place in Montana. It's like a neo-western.
Okay.
It's real beautiful, but it deals with kind of basically there's indigenous people that have land, that the land was taken away by kind of the first settlers. Those settlers had children, and those children now, they own all this ranch land. Now these corporations are going in, and they're trying to colonize or trying to redevelop all that land, and they're like, hey, this land's important to us. And then the indigenous people are like, hey, this land was also important to us. And it's a really nuanced show, and there's murder and mayhem and guns and violence and all that stuff.
Oh, there you go. As only Hollywood can do. Yeah, drama.
It is a show that puts a spotlight on.
Well, well on Kevin Costner. I love what you're saying there, mate. And Australians take this seriously in terms of colonisation. We talk about whether we're a republic or bow down to the monarchy, and right now we're still part of the monarchy, and there'll be a process, I believe, in our country at the right point in times soon. I'm biting my tongue in terms of us being a completely independent and sovereign country.
Okay.
And as part of that, I'd love to see the Indigenous aspect of that in terms of them being the first owners of our country shine and be forthright.
I mean, it sounds great, but, we want to get really political and downright.
It's not political, it's about who owns the country.
Well, but it's all about who controls the money of the country to control.
Oh, that's a US thing. Remember, I'm Australian.
You think it's going to be different? You know.
Oh, so you might need to edit that one out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that you personally, because a lot of people here probably feel the same way. But at the end of the day, it's.
U.S. This country's a wonderful country, and I'm a humble immigrant. However, at the end of the day, money talks, sport walks.
Yeah, and it's not like that at the rest of the world.
You're exactly right, John. Unfortunately, you're exactly right.
I feel like I've been to places, and but I don't know. Hopefully, things are different.
Well, there's hopefully, and there's hopes and prayers and all the other rubbish we go in with, but at the end of the day, there's action, and there's people who take action.
Yeah.
Sean, do you know who Jim Jeffries is?
Oh, Jim Jeffries. That crass son of a...
So, do you know what docking is? No, this is a whole nother subject. This is all. But you know, Jim. Oh man, I might just walk off and go get my beer now. If that's the way the conversations go. No, but like Jim Jeffries is like, I just discovered him a few years ago, and I was like, this is the most filthiest mouth Australian that I've ever like heard of my. And like I knew Sean. And he's been very good this show. Yeah,
I've said one crass thing which we may need to. Oh, look at him. The editor is just blowing me kisses. This is wonderful. No, Jim Jeffries, I don't know him personally, obviously, but I did watch the show, and I cringed at many sort of comments, which at what point he would be sitting there giggling his guts out.
It's a whole nother thing. But his brother is actually a cop over in Sydney. It's worth checking out, John. Well, since I met you, Sean, I don't know, 2015, 2016, something like that? I don't know. I forgot the first time that we met. It was...
Oh, it must have been around...
How long ago was that?
2016, 2017, around there?
Something around then, yeah. I mean, he was the first really Australian person that I hung out with for a decent amount of time, and there are times that we're sitting around talking, and we get a few pints in us, just hanging out talking, and I have no idea what he just told me. But it just same thing happens when you're like the Caribbean, right? So you're hanging out with people in the Caribbean. Maybe you're in Jamaica, and all of a sudden, somebody starts talking. You're like, I know it's English. But
yeah, look,
it's a whole different.
You get a couple of sherbets under the belt, and the real accent comes out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, look, I'm from Queensland, which is for those of you who need a geography lesson, half East Coast, halfway up. If you're from Sydney, you're an idiot. But do we cut that out? No, we keep that in. That's awesome. I'm wearing by the way, I know this is a radio show. For all those you idiots from Sydney, I'm wearing what they would call here a burgundy, but it's bloody maroon. Maroon, go maroon. Queenslander! Queenslander! And Aussie will understand what that means.
Yep.
So will New South Welshman, because they're just so used to losing. It's just wonderful. Yeah, it's just, it really does get me out of the bed. You know how you do your 200 push-ups in the morning? New South Wales losing gets me out of the bed. That's it. I just get up and I spring down the hallway.
Just floating on air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, you might get a bit of hate mail from this, but that's all right.
I don't know if we will. Yep. SEAN at Platypus.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. I hate NSW at gmail.com.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that exists.
No, it's been fun, man. It's been really enjoyable watching you grow and also just constantly coming up with new and inventive ways to make something cool in Houston, right? Because you have a brewery with good food, good beers, and a liquor program where you can come in and get cocktails and things like that, where that did not truly exist. And I mean, even Tom was asking, like, "Hey, man, how are you doing this?" Yeah, and it's legal.
John, there were plenty of Australian breweries here in Houston before Sean and America. There was that one guy.
That one guy.
That one guy.
Yeah,
No.
Look, at the end of the day, look, again, this isn't about, trying to be the latest and greatest fad. This is about my wife and my vision, which we had back in Australia. So Rutch and I had a vision back in Australia for Platypus. And I think, you go back in the archives, we did this years ago. We said for 4 years of life, we came to the US. I didn't change my vision. I just understood the laws, and I executed our vision here. And we continue to do that with the brands. And, I just stand back from that. We copped a lot of flack in our day about, oh, you're not the trendy IPA guy. I don't give a and I still don't care about that, because at the end of the day, we've created a wonderful atmosphere of who we are. So we don't try to please everyone. We're delivering on our vision. And we have a further vision, which, is probably not for here, but we'll talk about the fact that 3 days ago, whatever it was, last Saturday, we had a bunch of Aussies in here having a wonderful time, incredible time. That, for me, is delivering.
That's the day when all those riots happened and the block next door burned down. I remember that.
Having you don't have a 75 IBU, this and that. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that 0.2% of the market, I don't care. I never have, and I never will.
Yeah.
I know that might kill your show, but at the end of the day, mate, it's about having a good time. That's what Platypus is about. It's about creating an atmosphere for people coming in and just having a ball.
I mean, I can honestly say I've never had a bad time here. I've had.
What did you say the next day after we
Can you
woke up?
name the IBUs of every beer?
Man, it's not important though,
cares?
right? I mean, when you first started, you really wanted to have like those big Australian kind of type beer stuff, but you did kind of blend a little bit more, like a little bit of palate in there. I mean, you got a West Coast IPA, throwing some stuff up there. So, I mean, it's not you're not reaching out trying to just throw the next newest thing out there to see if it sticks or any of that. You're like, no, we're going to make these styles of beer, but you also have a good broad variety of beers.
Thanks, John. Yeah, really, really good intro to a couple of our lighter beers where, we don't chase the fads. And a couple of breweries here have, the brewed IPA and all the other rubbish that's gone on in the city in the last couple of years. The orange juice hazy. Great. People love it. Good for you. Do it. We never have. We won't do it because it's not our brand. Not saying it's wrong. It's just not what our brand does. We have stuck to what we've done from day one, and we won't change. And ultimately, we'll be judged on that, but based on consumerism.
Well, you celebrated your anniversary in November? No, when was your anniversary?
Oh, September 30th.
September, yeah.
Yes, 6.5 years now.
6.5 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's working.
It's working, and when this show wraps up, we're all going to do some shots of Jameson to celebrate.
Ooh.
Well, you're the one who made all this stuff work, Sean.
that little
we need to salute you being a pioneer.
Jamie picks his head up again. Good old
And we
Jamie.
may end up in Australia in like how many hours from now? How long does it take to get there?
We need to go, guys. We need to go. Hey.
So by Friday we may be.
Well, I know we're on video, but in terms of the listeners on ESPN, and thank you so much for listening. I'm looking at everyone in the eyes right now. We're going to Australia. Anyone want to join us? Call John Denman. Let's go, boys. Let's go. And girls, by the way.
Yep.
Let's go, boys and girls.
Sean and I were talking between breaks for a long period of time about kind of just mental health and what correlates to that is actually just taking a break, a business break. Australia sounds like a great business break.
Sounds like an outstanding business.
Yeah, no, it's and then talking to Morgan, your business partner, where he is, starts talking because he's a big hunter and everything. All the different things that we can go do and go to this place, this part of the area, this part of Australia, and all. Like, Sean, you're like, no, we're just going to hang out on the beach. We're going to have a good time. Morgan's like, no, we're going to go out here. We're going to, I'm going to show you some other things. Just, yes.
Yeah, so, guys, being Texan, this is why Queenslanders love Texas. And Morgan is your true redneck Queenslander. He would so be akin to, and he wouldn't mind me saying that. Maybe he would, but anyway, it's out there. He has crocodiles up in his estuaries on his farm. All right, he's that much of a redneck. So, and he fishes for wild barramundi in his creeks. That's the sort of property he has. In terms of what he's telling you as a Texan, oh man, you'll love it. You'll and then, by the way, go 1 hour or 1.5 hours to his east. You're on the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like a redneck.
He's a redneck, and he looks half pregnant. Sorry, Morgan.
That's true, too.
Sorry.
Although I do appreciate he came in, and his daughter was with him, and he's like, hey, I'm going to stay for one little beer. And he actually got one little beer. And he drank it. and then he was like, no, that's it. I said one little beer. I was like, that's amazing. He's like, it's rare.
Yeah, he's doing some beautiful. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Yep. No, it's a good spot. If you've never been over here to Platypus, you need to come check it out. And even if you don't like beer, if you like good food and you want some good cocktails, they have that too. Apparently, we're going to do shots after this show. And I'm not really looking forward to it.
Well, it's part of that kind of that Aussie experience, get a little rowdy.
Drink Jameson.
One time I was hungover like crazy, and Sean told me to put salt in my beer and drink it, and I would be A-okay. I guess that's what they do in Australia.
It's the way to go.
That's how we roll, mate.
Yep. All right, Sean, man, I appreciate you having us out, man. It's been a whole lot of fun. Of course, there's still chicken wings on the table if you're watching the video, but these will be gone very shortly as soon as this is over because I can't leave any chicken wing behind. Just part of my mantra. But appreciate you having us out, man. It's a badass place to come hang. What, Tom?
Yeah, leave no chicken wing behind. John Denman.
Hey, Tom,
1976 to 2032. Yeah, so you're dying in like a decade, but
I've never loved one. So, I mean, something died for me to eat that chicken wing. I'm gonna eat it. It's kind of like, well, other than like avocado, I feel the same way about avocado. Never leave any avocado behind. But
yeah, but the avocado died too, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, shocking.
Take care of that thing. Either way, appreciate you, man, having us out. This is Drink of Ages Radio here on ESPN 97.5. But stop by Platypus, check it out, and you can listen to those shows sponsored by No Label Brewing Company. All over the internet, just look up Drink of Ages, SoundCloud, different places, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. And, yep, Drink of Ages. Everybody, we'll talk to you next week.